All right, guys, welcome to another Robinhood portfolio episode. Right now, the portfolio is up $133. The markets are still open. They will be open for another 11 minutes, and I just want to go over my portfolio. The Dow Jones is up about 2% from the October correction. I think it was up 7% before that October correction happened, and it dropped all the way back down. So we're seeing a lot of money being rotated out of the tech stocks. We're seeing a lot of money rotated out of stocks like Facebook, Nvidia. I think Facebook dropped all the way down to $139. Guys, it's really serious. All these growth stocks, some growth stocks like Amazon, Facebook, all the FANG stocks, Visa, MasterCard, all the growth stocks are being shifted. The money is being shifted out of these growth stocks and into high-paying dividend aristocrats. So, what's going to happen is that, we don't know when a crash is going to happen. I think there's a lot of fear in the market. There's a lot of fear about maybe another round of tariffs or interest rates going up. There's a lot of fear in the market as far as, getting prepared for a recession. And I think that's the reason why we're seeing stocks like Johnson & Johnson, Starbucks, Procter & Gamble, all those dividend-paying stocks going up to the roof, essentially speaking. Johnson & Johnson, I think, has hit a high today. I think it was at $146, which was really incredible. I should have just held on to that stock. But we're going to get right into my portfolio. We're going to see what's been going on with my portfolio. AbbVie up $91. Total return of about $119. Average cost $79 for 10 shares. Portfolio diversity at 6%. Not too much stuff going on with them. I thought they were undervalued around that $77, $78 mark. I picked up some shares, and the stock has recovered nicely. So something weird that's been going on is they haven't the dividend that they were supposed to pay out yesterday. It hasn't paid out for my portfolio. I've been talking to others that have Robinhood portfolios. Other people that have Robinhood portfolio, and they said they haven't been getting getting paid their dividends either. So I wonder what's the problem. I don't know if the Robinhood app is just glitchy or something's going on there. Caterpillar Incorporated. I got an industrial stock into the portfolio. I had this before. It was a long time ago when I bought this stock. It was like around $126, but I am in it at an average cost of $124 for 10 shares, up $51 on them. Good solid industrial blue chip stock. They really had a major decline all the way back down to $115. I think that's when the dividend yield hit about 3%. And I noticed that a lot of people start buying these companies when the dividend yield hits around 3%, around 4%, somewhere around there. Caterpillar Incorporated, good blue chip stock. I like them a lot. CVS Pharmacy, I held on to them. Right now, $79. Average cost, $74, 15 shares for a total return of $80. Yeah, it's a pretty good retail stock. I like them a lot. Healthcare, pretty big. If there is an incoming recession coming, I think CVS will be a pretty good hold. They have a really good dividend yield. The low was 60. I'm in at 74. So I bought this a little bit high, but I'm not really too concerned about buying high. I would probably buy some more shares if it ever gets back down to $60 again. Dominion Energy, a great utility stock. Right now, average cost $69. So we're seeing a lot of utility stocks going up. We're seeing a lot of gold going up. These high dividend yielding aristocrats starting to go up. And then a lot of the reason why these gold and silver and all this other stuff is starting to go up is because people are fearing that a recession is coming. There's been whispers. There's been a little bit of chatter about when is the next recession is going to start, and no one can time the market, but there's a lot of fear and panic as far as when this next recession is going to hit, and they many analysis say that when it does hit, this is going to be the biggest recession of our lifetime. So a lot of people are really just trying to get into the utility stocks, stuff that people use. Dominion Energy, I like Nextera Energy too. I like them a lot. McDonald's, so we're seeing an increase in McDonald's. McDonald's has just been on fire as of late. For the past month, of 14%. So what's the news? What's going on with McDonald's? I know they had a really good earnings report. Kanye showed some love on his Twitter account, saying that McDonald's was his favorite restaurant. But ever since then, this stock has really been on high gear. Total return of $225 for a portfolio diversity of 12%. Average cost $165. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a good stock. I know it's a good dividend, high-paying dividend stock. But yeah, this could be further proof that a recession is coming. And people, I think McDonald's in the 2008 recession, they did very well. McDonald's and Walmart were really the only two stocks that did well during that recession. New stock in my portfolio, Altria, $56 currently. They've really been dipping down thanks to the FDA scare. There's been a lot of negative sentiment as far as the FDA coming out and saying that they're going to start banning some of these e-cigarettes, and just a lot of bad news that's frightening investors. Investors are selling off. I like buying into the dip, so obviously I sold high on Colgate. Colgate has plenty of room to grow, but for Altria, the reason why I bought Altria was because the dividend yield is around 5% and the stock is on sale. I had this in my portfolio a long time ago, but I really didn't see the outlook of Altria. I didn't really feel comfortable investing in tobacco stocks because, cigarette stocks because, a lot of people are trying to live healthier lives. But with that being said, I think there is a market for, cigarettes, e-cigarettes. They're not healthy. I don't smoke myself, but I do believe in making. I think that there's money to be made in this market, especially if Altria starts, getting into the cannabis side of things, the cannabis sector. I think that it's been hinted around that Altria is going to try to get into the cannabis sector, and I definitely want to be around when that happens. I think cannabis is medical marijuana is growing. I think that Altria sometime in the future will probably be a big part of that. So it's a really good stock to buy, I think, right now, only because it does offer a 5% dividend yield at its current price. Microsoft, $108, total return $60. Microsoft has been kind of up and down as of late. 25 shares. Really not much to say about them. This is the only tech stock that I like going forward. There's a lot of stuff going on with Amazon. Amazon is starting to pull back. These growth stocks are getting hit bad. Nvidia down almost 15% after the earnings report. So a lot of investors got out of that stock. Amazon is starting to trend back. Facebook is at $139. All these growth stocks. So Microsoft is really the only tech stock that I like going forward. They can probably go back down too, but. Yeah, Microsoft is a pretty good stock I like. I like them more on Apple now. Actually, Apple's been going back too. Shell Company, RDSB, $63, shares 25, portfolio diversity around 11%. The oil hasn't had a good week, as it actually hasn't had a good couple of weeks, but they do pay a pretty high dividend yield. I really like their dividend yield. The stock I wouldn't say the stock is a buy. Well, actually, you know what? This might be a good buy right now. It's really pulled back. Oil has been getting hit really bad these last couple of months. The stock is down 4% for the month. I could see maybe starting a position right here. Nothing too big. Maybe like a 5-share or a 10-share position with Shell Company. They do pay a pretty good dividend, so that's pretty good. Verizon up $60 right now. Total return $200. Verizon has really, really shot up. I'm so glad that I made the switch from AT&T to Verizon. They just have a better balance sheet. I like their balance sheet. There's there's depth in the company, I believe, but their depth is not out of control like AT&T. When AT&T took on the Time Warner. When they merged with Time Warner, they took on a lot of debt with that. So, and the thing is, there's been whispers about a recession and this and that. So a lot of people are probably just putting their money into these high dividend paying stocks. And Verizon has really benefit from these high dividend paying stocks. I think the dividend yield was around 4% when I bought it, but total return $200. So what do you think? You buy into the stock and you think you're buying into the high, but the stock keeps going up, and now the stock is at $200. So what do you do? Do you take the money? Do you sell? Do you hold? That's a big question. That's a big question that I'll likely answer sometime soon. I don't know. Yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for my portfolio. There's been minor changes. Colgate out, replaced with Altria. Altria may be a little bit risky, especially with the FDA announcements and the scare tactics that go along with that, the banning of cigarettes and this and that, e-cigarettes, and a lot of investors don't like that news. But I'm going to buy into the dip here. I like buying into the dip. They're actually at a 5% dividend yield because the stock has dipped so much. I think Caterpillar is a pretty good buy. It's a good buy for my portfolio. I need an industrial stock. Boeing is overpriced. 3M is overpriced again. They're back to 200. So Caterpillar, I'm just going to hold on to them and see what happens. Yeah, guys, we're back up to 15,000. So I'm kind of just hovering around that $15,000 mark. I have not put any money into the portfolio for a while. I've been holding off putting money into the portfolio because I just really want to see how this market is going to play out for the rest of the year. I might put maybe like another extra $500 into the portfolio just to buy something on sale. If I see a good price, something like a Walmart, if Walmart gets down to like $88, I might do that. But right now, I still don't see the point of putting in money into the portfolio. I'm just going to leave it in my bank account. I'm just going to leave things the way they are. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So comment, rate, whatever. And the market just closed $132 for today. And I'll see you next time.